All right. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Kia Hyundai channel. My name is Charlotte.
And I'm Pat.
And although I'm not really thinking too much about champagne or beer, I have finally found a vehicle that fits my champagne tastes on a more affordable budget. And what vehicle is that?
It's the Xline 2026 Kia Sportage, everybody.
Yes, so the Kia Sportage, it was refreshed for this year, and this is the first time we get to see the X-Line. Now notice how I said X-Line, not X-Line Limited. The best thing about this vehicle that we have is the fact that this is really only one up from the base in terms of appearance. But the exterior is going to look identical to what we see on our very top trim. The best part is, of course, with this vehicle, you have an MSRP of $37,745 as opposed to the top trim, which is $45,745. There's a $7,500 price. There's a $7,500 price difference is what you need to know. So this one, you get the same great look, but definitely at a lower cost. So today we're going to be walking you through everything that you want to know about this vehicle in terms of the exterior styling, the powertrain, the tech, the safety, and the best part is, as you can probably tell, it's done live. So if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the live chat. We'll be able to answer them for you towards the end of the video.
All right, it's time for everyone's favorite cameraman.
Yes. Yeah, that's the right button. Good job.
Let's do this.
Okay, so let's start off by talking about what we see on the front. Now the front, not only is this going to look different because it is the new facelift of this vehicle, but also because of the styling package. So with the X-Line, this tends to be Kia's line that's a little bit more rugged or almost gives it that off-road-esque approach. So a lot more aggressive styling for sure and a lot more darker elements. Today we have this showcased in Snow White Pearl, which is great because it's really going to go and show off the contrast between all of those darker elements than if we were filming it on a black paint. So starting off strong, let's talk about our Kia logo. It's low profile, it's blacked out, exclusive to the X-Line, X-Line Limited trims, and then also we get a new grille design. So instead of having a more horizontal rectangle, so more horizontally stacked, for our grille we have full vertical and it's a nice gloss black. The casing around it is also gloss black, and instead of a traditional chrome, we have this nice gunmetal chrome. So again, way more darker elements, and even if there is chrome, it is going to be darker too. As we move down, you can take a look that we have a little bit of a body color here, which is also going to house our front parking sensors. These are going to be used for your forward collision avoidance assist as well, which is going to be one of the many safety features this trim offers. And while you're driving, actually, if the vehicle detects that you could come into a collision as you're moving along, it actually has the power to apply emergency braking to help mitigate the chances of a collision. My dad knows this, and he loves to remind me because when I was 16, I set that off while he was teaching me how to drive. But you know what? It's okay. I knew what I was doing. Right? Right.
Absolutely not.
As we take a look lower on the vehicle, the lower front fascia is going to be different, so a little bit more rugged in appearance too. You'll notice that again, more of this nice gloss black, more matte black too, and just an overall different design. Our skid plate too, more of that gloss black, which is going to look really, really good on the vehicle. Now, hard to ignore is going to be the fact that we have our headlamp units. So we have a vertically stacked LED projection style daytime or headlamp unit, which is nice. It's projection style. So again, going to give you that really nice focus beam of light, sending it where it needs to go. That way you can see properly. We have our amber daytime running lights, new for 2026, which look absolutely stunning. And of course they are LEDs as well. And again, overall, just great design. I know some people are going to miss the boomerangs, but I, for one, I'm a sucker for an amber daytime running light. So I am really enjoying this for sure. So that's going to be, again, some of our main safety units. I'm going to go and pop the head too.
We just had a hater post a comment.
Oh, okay. Love that.
He's not a fan of the Kia Sportage.
Okay, that's fine. What are you a fan of? Personally, I like the Kia Sportage. All right, so I'm going to lift up the hood. We have a manual prop arm. And underneath the hood, now keep in mind is when we are working with a refresh, we're not going to be seeing a bunch of different powertrain options. So we are sticking with the same 2.5 liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder engine. The fuel delivery system is going to be a mix of GDI and MPI, so you reap the benefit of both fuel delivery systems. And this is going to be mated with an 8-speed automatic transmission. No dual clutch, no CVT, no IVT, whatever it is you want to call it. Just nice, smooth shifting 8-speed automatic. The output of this is going to be 187 horses underneath the hood, so not too bad for a vehicle of this size. I know a lot of people can sometimes say it feels underpowered, and that's where I like to say, have you tried putting it in sport mode? No, it's not necessarily going to unlock any extra horses under the hood, but it sometimes can open up the throttle a little bit more to give you a little bit more of that sporty response that you might be looking for. Now, where it might feel underpowered is if you're driving it back to back between the Kia Sorento, which is a 2.5 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine. But personally, I drove this for about a year and a half with the same powertrain and had no problems with it through my daily driving, whether that was merging on the highway or regular stop and go city traffic. I realized I didn't say the torque specs on this, so 178 pound-feet of torque for this vehicle too. Now the X-Line is only available in all-wheel drive, and this is also going to be our smart all-wheel drive system, meaning it's only going to use power from the rear when it needs it. So it's going to be able to figure out the appropriate power distribution depending on the inclement situation that you get yourself in, and again, adjust itself accordingly, which we can even see on the screen inside the vehicle. Okay, let's talk about wheels. I'll move down now. So exclusive to the Xline, Xline Limited, you're going to get this black alloy. It's a 19-inch alloy, Michelin tire wrapped around it as well, Michelin Primacy all-season tires, and I think it looks great. My favorite part, and this is such a little detail, but I think it's really cool to point out, is even the Kia logo, it's that darker chrome. It's not a regular chrome, it's dark, it's blacked out, and I like that our lug nuts are covered up too. Really cleans up the look, and I think that this is a really cool design. Around it, we just have some black plastic molding. Nothing too crazy there. We do have a reflector as well. And again, for this exterior package, you are going to get black mirrors. So black, and then exclusive again, or starting on this trim, I mean, you're going to get an LED turn signal indicator, and also you're going to have your blind spot collision avoidance assist. So there's an icon right here. So if you indicate a turn and there is someone in your blind spot, not only will it give you an audible alert inside the cabin to say, hey, don't change lanes yet, there's someone there, that's also going to be illuminated for you. Our door handles are body color, and we do have our proximity entry and smart key entry. So with this pad right here, if I press that, I'm actually able to lock and unlock the vehicle without having to pull out the fob. I just have to have it on my person. So very convenient, especially if you have lots of bags, lots of jackets on, and never quite know what pocket you put your key in. Up top with this exterior design element or package, you are going to get raised ladder style roof rails with a mix of piano black and then also some matte black. And that's going to be the theme that we see throughout the exterior of this vehicle. You'll probably notice it too on our belt lines. So in all of our pillars. So all of our pillars are going to be gloss black on our belt line, extending all the way back to our C pillar. Instead of chrome, it's gloss black. And same thing too with our side skirts. Instead of chrome, gloss black, you guessed it. All right, as we come and take a look at the rear, it's not going to be too different from what we see because already when it comes to the taillights on this vehicle, they have this black casing, which gives it that almost dark or smoked out taillight appearance. So if you do like that look, guess what? You can do it safely without actually, affecting your lights. We have LED combination lamps back here. I like that we still have the blacked out Kia logo. We still have the blacked out Sportage logo, and we still have our high mounted stop lamp, which again is going to be an LED and also is hiding our rear wiper. So if you're wondering where's the wiper, it's just tucked underneath the spoiler. This looks really good. Again, the lower rear bumper, it's going to be a mix of matte black plastic, and then also you're going to see some more gloss blacks with a more aggressive styling on our rear skid plate. We're also going to have a rear parking sensors as well. So ultrasonic sensors there, and similar to what the forward collision avoidance assist is going to do is you're going to have rear cross traffic avoidance assist. So if you're backing out of a parking spot, it detects a vehicle coming or anything else that could potentially cause a collision. You guessed it, if it detects it and picks up on it, it can apply emergency braking and give you an audible alert inside the cabin.
Have you ever backed into anything?
Have I ever backed into anything? I haven't backed into anything. I haven't really hit anything. Actually, that's a lie. I had my first dealership casualty this year. I was backing out, but I hit it with my front wheel. Because my depth perception apparently was a little bit off. That was my first dealership casualty in 5 years though, so that's pretty good. Okay, this is a little bit wet because we washed it. Also, it's raining outside. One of my favorite features about the Kia Sportage is the fact that you do not have to compromise when it comes to passenger volume and cargo volume. So in something like the Kia Sportage, if you want to fit 5 passengers, you're going to lose a good chunk of your cargo space. But the Sportage, you don't have to compromise on that, which is what I absolutely love. So I'm going to take out our rear mats, our summer mats. I'm also going to open this up. So not only can this cargo floor drop down and sit atop this rail to give you an extra 2 inches of space, but it's also nice and above your temporary spare tire. So it is nice to have a temporary spare tire to give you that peace of mind. And this is something that its sister vehicle, the Hyundai Tucson, does not have. It's also very easy to knock down the rear seats from back here. You have these levers on both sides. You just simply have to pull them and it's going to push them down. You can, of course, push them down a little bit further to give you a slight incline, but overall pretty flat if you are loading in any bigger cargo. Over here, we also have a 12 volt. So perfect if you are going and taking this out and you need to plug something in. And I like that we have lights back here too, even if they are just bulb lights. Very handy, especially for nighttime if you're loading or unloading any type of cargo. Also, if you can't tell, rear tethers for car seats.
Willie's asking if the tailgate is adjustable.
So this tailgate is not adjustable because it's not the power lift gate. This one, it's more so going to be pneumatic with the struts that we have. But you can, kind of adjust to where you open it to. But no, it's not adjustable like our power lift gate would be. As we come around, we'll take a look at our fuel door and then we'll hop inside. So fuel door, you can just push it to open, which is very handy. You have a 54-liter fuel tank. And the best part is this takes just regular unleaded. So save you at the pump in terms of fuel tank size, but also in terms of gas. You don't need anything premium.
I'm just going to give a shout out to Christian. Yep, I'm here, I'm filming.
He's doing a great job today. Oh my goodness, I can't believe I've already been talking for this long. My lung capacity is severely diminished. All right, do you mind just giving a pan of the cabin?
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
Thank you. So this way you guys can get a good look at what some of the different interior elements are going to look like and just reorient yourselves because this is a new design on what we're seeing for the Kia Sportage.
You can see that the CCNC is now standard.
Yes.
So that dual screen, that's not even on the LX, right?
Yes, the 4.2 and the 12.3. So I'm going to put this into accessory mode real quick, but let's take a look at the driver's side door because there are some different design elements here. So right off the bat, this is really going to be the first appearance of any real chrome that we see on the interior or on the whole vehicle, mixed with some piano black. But what I'm really excited about is that the X-Line is going to include this wood grain trim. I think that this paneling looks so good. It's a graphite in color and it has, again, some nice wood grain to it. What I like about it, it's not a fingerprint magnet and it doesn't sometimes leave greasy smudges like sometimes satin black can do. Let's take a look at our mirrors. They are electronically controlled. They are also going to be heated for the exterior too. For your windows, your driver's window is going to be a one-touch with obstacle detection. And then down below, you'll notice that we have a bottle holder and one of 6 speakers in this vehicle. For seating, starting on this trim, you are going to get a power driver's seat. It's 8-way power adjustable, meaning you can bring it forwards, backwards. You can adjust the height, you can adjust the backrest, and you have 2-way lumbar support. So very, very comfortable. This trim, and you'll get a better look at them as Patrice comes around, but it's going to be a synthetic leather for the interior with a nice quilted insert. You want to come around?
So with you being almost 7 months pregnant, do you have to sit back further?
Do you have to sit back further?
Yeah, like do you notice that you sit back further or are you in the same position?
I'd say that I probably adjust my recline more
Okay.
than I would necessarily my legs.
Speaking of recline.
I was going to say, I think you need to go and adjust your seat. You have a manual adjustable seat.
Holy smokes.
So passenger seat is manual. If you want to take a look at the insert, we have nice quilted detailing here. My seat is up high, so my head is hitting the ceiling.
This is the synthetic leather.
Yes, it is synthetic. That's correct.
What do you think of the synthetic leather?
I'm actually a fan of it. I find that it doesn't smell as leather can, especially as it ages. We've been seeing this for years too, so the upkeep it's so easy to maintain, especially for me and my vehicle.
It doesn't crack as easily as leather. Right?
Yeah, but it's still
seems to wear well.
You seem to get all the benefits of it too. The fact that it's easily wipeable,
it's comfortable.
To maintain, comfortable, looks good too. The one downside that you can never seem to fix is that it just gets so hot in the summer sun.
Can you show how far in and out the steering wheel goes?
Yeah. Really pull it in. There we go. I had to put a little bit of oomph into it. So this is it extended at its furthest. This is it. There we go. my belly was getting in the way of that. I couldn't quite use my core to push it in. And then this is it at its shortest as well. So just regular tilt and telescopic. It's not powered or anything along those lines, just with the lever on the side.
Yeah, so I don't know how tall, someone just asked a question about it. I don't know how tall he is, but
what we're going to do at the end, guys, don't worry, it's because we have Mr. Pat here. He's 6'2", which is considerably taller than me. So we'll get him to test out the back seat, and then also I'll show a clip of him in the driver's seat too.
Okay.
Just so you know. Okay, so directly ahead of me, we do have our steering wheel. Flat on the top, flat on the bottom. It's got a nice design to it with notches, and that's designed that way you can easily see your speedometer and your tachometer. It gives you better visibility of them. And then we also have our off-centered Kia logo. Now, personally, I'm actually a fan of the Kia logo being off-centered. What do you think?
Yeah, it looks amazing.
Oh, you do like it? Okay,
Oh,
good.
yeah.
Gabby doesn't.
She doesn't.
No. And then on your steering wheel, we have a couple more different controls. So you'll notice that we have a split of our media controls. So your media mode, your virtual assistant, a favorites button, and calling, and then your driving controls. From here, you're going to be able to enable your cruise control, but then you're also going to be able to adjust it too with your lane following systems. You can, of course, also adjust the distance to the vehicle ahead of you when you are using your cruise control. And this notes icon, we'll talk about it a little bit more in detail in a couple of minutes, but it's going to be used to cycle between the center screen. Also on our steering wheel is we have two different buttons. One is going to be for our drive mode. So I mentioned the fact that we have drive modes in this vehicle, but normal, sport, and a customizable My Drive. And again, they're going to change up the powertrain response. Normal is going to be designed for more so everyday city driving, very normal, if you will. Whereas sport mode, it's going to, again, open up the throttle a little bit more, give you a bit more of a sportier response, but not necessarily help you in the fuel economy department. Then you have a customizable My Drive, which allows you to enable it between a different type of steering versus a different type of powertrain response, which can all be customized in your settings too. Because this is all-wheel drive, we also have the option for terrain modes, so snow, mud, and sand. And they're going to work again with that all-wheel drive system and that power distribution system to change up the torque split of the vehicle for the front and rear, just depending on the amount of wheel spin that you do need or may not need, depending on, again, the inclement situation, so snow, mud, or sand. Cycling back to this little notes icon, with our 4.2-inch screen, you can see your power distribution. So when are you operating in all-wheel drive versus front-wheel drive? Oh, she doesn't have a lot of battery in it. It hasn't even been PDI'd yet. Oh, I just turned it off. Come on. There we go. Trying to get back to that screen. Told you guys this video was done live. You're also going to have a multi-way trip computer. So this is really handy for seeing how the vehicle is going to respond for you as a driver and if you are staying on par with your fuel economy. The combined fuel economy for this vehicle is going to be 8.9 liters per 100 kilometers. And then also your different viewpoints that you can see. Other than that, lighting stock, wiper stock, all pretty straightforward. Our multimedia screen, it really is the star of the show in my opinion. This is absolutely fantastic. 12.3 inches. The nice thing is that this screen actually does sit in flush, but the mount itself has a 10-degree angle towards the driver. So it's not actually a curved screen, but it gives that appearance for glare, but then doesn't necessarily give you the fear of maintaining a curved LCD, which I know some people can think about. For phone projection, I'm happy to say that this is the Sportage, the big screen, and with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Woohoo! So no need for any type of wires or connectivity in this type of vehicle.
Can you play sounds of nature or ocean sounds in the Kia?
You can, yes. Is someone requesting that?
There was a question whether or not it was just the Hyundai for the Kia does it.
No,
too.
it does have sounds of nature. Do not worry. I'm going to quickly pop into vehicle and then also into driver's assistance. So all of those active safety features that I mentioned walking around the vehicle, you can put them into an active alert or just simply an audible alert from this screen. You just simply have to dip in and figure out, everything is labeled, which is very nice, and then turn it on or off depending on what it is that you would like. For safety in the event of a collision, this vehicle does have 8 different airbags. And then from here, you can also go and see your drive mode, so you can customize it, which will then be your customizable My Drive mode showing on the instrument cluster. Okay, again, super responsive, looks really great. I'm a huge fan of this software. I have it in my vehicle. As we move down, we have some vents and also our climate control. So from here, you have a screen that you're going to be able to go and use for fan direction, recirculated air, AC, and of course, you can adjust your temperature. Red for heat. You're going to have blue for cold. And this is going to be dual purpose, so it's a switchable infotainment and climate control cluster. So from here, you're going to have more so of your media controls to either quick jump you into setup, media, or even a search function if you cannot seem to go and find the feature that you are looking for. What are you doing?
Turn on daylight savings time.
Oh yeah, it's 2:20. It's not 1:20. I was looking at that and I'm like, yeah, that's right. That's the right time. It's not. Down below, this trim, you're also going to start by having a wireless phone charger. So when I said that you don't need any type of wires in this vehicle, I really did mean it. So no wireless phone charger necessary, but if you do, or no wires necessary, but if you do want to use them, you have two options for USB-C. What I'm really excited about is the fact that this center console is going to be a continuation of that wood grain trim. I think it looks really good, and again, fingerprint resistant. Heated seats for the front two, and a heated steering wheel with 2 levels of heat. Then in here is going to be more of your driving controls, such as your downhill braking assist, auto hold, idle stop and go, your parking sensors for the front and rear, and your rear view camera with parking distance warning. So with those sensors too on the front and the rear, if it detects that you are getting close to the wall, say ahead of me or behind me, it's going to show me in red, yellow, or green how close I am. This will also come up automatically as the vehicle is put into reverse. Guillotine style cup holders, meaning they pop out, both of them, and a decent amount of hidden space here in the center armrest with the inclusion of a 12-volt. Up top, we have a nice black headliner, which looks really good, and bulb lighting on the interior. All right, that pretty much sums it up for what we have up here. Should we take a look at the second row?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, perfect. So I'm just going to move this seat back up. Oh, it's stuck because I moved my seat back. There we go. So you can see right off the bat that you can adjust the recline on these seats. They are in a 60-40 split. And I like that with the synthetic leatherette, we still have the same quilted detailing. For some amenities back here, we have dual USB-Cs, rear air vents, which is fantastic to see, especially if you have kids in car seats. You have little hooks here, which are perfect for wires if you are using those USB-Cs. Some leather pockets, and another little storage compartment down below. In the center, you have a drop-down adjustable armrest with cup holders and dual sets of lower latch anchors, meaning we are car seat compatible back here. Okay, let's have you pop in here for space. That way everyone can get an idea of what it would look like sitting in the front or in the second row when you're bigger than 5'2".
Okay, I can do that. Okay, like Charlotte mentioned, I am just short of 6'2", and I did have the passenger seat in front of me all the way back. And as you can see, I've got more than 6 inches worth of headroom. I've got ample leg room. And if I was sitting behind Charlotte, I would have a lot more. So overall, yeah, it's pretty comfy.
What does the middle seat look like?
I would never sit in the middle seat. Not as comfortable. You're sitting up a little bit higher. Yeah, I'd never sit in that seat. But like I fit.
Yeah, you can fit. It's just not going to be the most comfortable seat in the house.
It's just I would refuse.
Yeah, okay. You would throw a fit.
Yeah.
Do you want to show the driver's seat?
Yeah, I can do that.
Fantastic.
Okay, so I would just adjust the seat down a little bit.
Yeah, put it to your specifications.
So I wouldn't drive with it all the way back. Yeah, the steering wheel's all the way back. Yeah, so I mean, that's how I would drive. And there's tons of room.
You've got lots of headroom left over.
Oh, yeah, there's
it's a little bit
probably
harder.
A foot.
It's a little bit harder to see just with the black headliner. It's harder to pick up on camera, but there is...
I literally have this much.
Yeah, there is ample headroom back there.
And, you know, if you're shorter, you can raise the seat. So as far as if you're a big person, tall person, it works.
All right. So what do you guys think? Obviously, the exterior, it's going to be nearly identical to what we see on the top trim, which really gives it that champagne look. Of course, some of the tech features are going to be different, which is going to be highlighted as you go throughout each trim. We've yet to receive our first Xline Limited, but I'm curious as to what you guys think on if you were just simply looking for a great appearance on the vehicle. Is this something that you would pick over the top trim? All right. Do you want to answer some questions?
Yeah, let's take a look and see what we've got.
All right. Turning the camera around.
A bunch of the questions we answered during the video, and I know good. Ryan helped us out with some answers too.
Fantastic, Ryan. It's good to have you on.
Oh, it's always good when Ryan's on.
Okay.
I think Paul's on today too.
Oh, so. Great. Okay, I'm actually going to go and
Our
close
friend from the UK.
Hood. That way you guys can see the silhouette and the
hey,
profile.
Paul, I'm going to Wimbledon this summer, so I'm not going to be too far from you.
There we go. Second time's a charm.
Thanks.
I think DTUK said the European version is noticeably shorter. Yeah, it is. You pretty much lose the third window on the Sportage in the European version. I have seen that, and that was one thing I noticed. I was like, man, that thing is shorter.
Oh, Paul just gave us a super chat.
Oh,
Thanks,
thank you
Paul.
so much,
Appreciate
Paul.
that.
We always appreciate Paul. We always appreciate all of you guys really hopping on. There's lots of people here that we see lots of times, which is fantastic.
Hey, Ruthless Biscuit, if you want to buy one of these, feel free to reach out to us. We'd love to do business with you.
Absolutely.
You mentioned that you're going to try one out in Toronto, and we're not too far from you. We're an hour from Toronto.
And we deliver.
We do.
All right, I'm just taking a look and reading through some of the questions. Was trying to ask this in the last video, but when will the 2026 Kia Sportage Hybrid and plug-in hybrid be released in Canada?
Yeah, so everything we have on order is transitioning to 2026 for Sportage. So they're switching over the model year now, which means they'll start production for Canada. I think it's actually in June, and so that means they'll start arriving end of July and August for hybrid, plug-in hybrid. And in the 2026 model year, 50% of the product we bring into Canada is going to be hybrid, plug-in hybrid. So they've switched it up a little bit. The hybrid basically mimics the ICE as far as content. So
Yes.
an EX hybrid and an EX ICE are going to be very, very similar, just a difference in price. And we really believe there's lots of opportunity in the market for more hybrid. So it's coming, like it's happening, and we're going to get decent volume. So
Definitely. I saw a question asking about what speakers does the Sportage come with. So this one is shown with just regular in-house sound system. The Xline Limited, again, the top trim, does come with Harman Kardon as a premium sound system. And then I saw another question asking about interior colors. So your only option for the X-Line is going to be black. However, you can get a red interior on the EX Premium, and then you can also get a brown interior on the X-Line Limited.
Okay, sure. We've got a question on PHEV. How does the PHEV power electronic system manage the transition between electric-only hybrid and gasoline modes to optimize performance and efficiency?
Yeah, so that's a really good question. So I think that, I'm trying to put all my words together, but what you can tell even just from taking a look at the all-wheel drive system, now I know that is something that is different, don't worry, is that these vehicles are very smart and they do like it also when you tell them what to do. So when you are driving something like a plug-in hybrid or a hybrid vehicle, is it still going to be using those smart capabilities that the vehicle is built for when it comes to the different algorithms too? So
there's a button you can press to be an electric only.
Yes.
There's also a button that you can press that it'll shift between electric and ICE, depending on what's,
which we've done a video on with the Nero plug-in hybrid.
So I mean, that's a good question, but that's basically it. And so, we expect that the 2026 will have roughly 50 kilometers worth of full electric range, which if you're just driving in the city, that's pretty great.
And the benefit of a plug-in hybrid vehicle is you really get all of the benefits in the sense that you can operate it on pure electric range. You can also drive it as a regular hybrid because, again, it is still going to be utilizing things like regenerative braking and then also the electric motor.
Hey, Blue Mamba, I did answer your question. We expect production to start in June for Canada for hybrid and plug-in hybrid, which means they'll arrive the end of July, August. In Canada. So, is there a towing package available?
So,
if I remember correctly, it's rated for 3,500 pounds. So yes, there's a towing package available. It's basically the car is equipped as it is, and then you would add hitch and wiring.
Do you guys have Panthera matte there? Can we see it? So for the Sportage, we actually, in Canada, we're not getting any matte paint colors. Really, the only time we saw them was in 2023, I think. Matte paint doesn't typically tend to fare as well here in Canada, largely because of the weather conditions.
You drive a car with matte paint.
Yeah, you also have staff to maintain the matte paint for you.
Question, and it's a serious one. Autobot or Decepticon?
Oh, that's Transformers, isn't it?
Okay, that went over.
Yeah, sorry guys. That was disappointing. You can answer it though.
Is that a red Sportage? No, actually that's orange Seltos.
Is Blair on?
Yeah.
Lunar orange. Not her generation. So sorry. So disappointed in myself, guys.
Oh my goodness, the
man.
generational gap, like,
Yeah.
it's
You
like,
know what? At least I know how to turn the camera around.
it's like when my father-in-law talks about Charles Atlas, I'm like, who?
I don't know who that is.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, everyone. We've recently, Gabby and I do Cahoots for our sales team every day, and every day we include a pop culture question. So we've been trying to keep everyone up to date on Gen Z pop culture. It doesn't usually go well.
Yeah, it's a bunch of middle-aged guys. We have no idea.
What is
We've learned a lot.
What is the resolution and functionality of the 360? Oh, it's gone. Never mind. It was talking about the 360 view camera. This one doesn't have it. It is available, of course, on this Kia Sportage. The resolution, it is probably about 1080. But it's better than what we're filming, and that's for sure. And the functionality of it, of course, is you can have it automatically turn on when it does sense anything from any of the front, side, or rear sensors. So it can give you a viewpoint there from a live feed from the camera. It also is going to work with your blind view monitor, which taking up that blind spot collision avoidance up a notch, giving you a live feed of what you can see from those side cameras. And overall, a top-down viewpoint as well to give you a better sense of real-world parking situations or driving situations at low speeds.
One of the questions is any green in the Sportage, and yes, we have jungle green for the 2026 model year.
And that is only available on the Xline and Xline Limited.
Ruthless is definitely interested in the limited. So we do have, in Canada, there's 2025s, 2026s are just starting to arrive. So the 2025s are a little bit cheaper. Totally up to you, but we'd be happy to help if you want to work a deal.
Floyd asks, can I use the front camera when going off-road? Actually, yes, and that is something that we have tested out in September. Gabby and I were driving a Kia Sorento with Ryan, and from there we were actually able to use the front camera to see what was going on below us because we were climbing up such a high peak and then descending. So the camera actually gave a really great viewpoint, but keep in mind it is only to be used for lower speeds. But I think we're at about the 30-minute mark, so we probably should wrap this up.
Thanks for tuning in. Gabby was in training today. Subsequently,
we miss her.
Tag, I'm in. And thanks for the good questions and the good interaction.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for joining us. We will be back tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so we will see you then. Okay, bye. Turn this off, hopefully.